It's nice to see you all, and we have some special guests that I want to introduce you to today. The first person I want to introduce to you to is Kat Gavornik. Pete, is she unmuted?
Hi.
Oh, there she is. There's Kat. A lot of you have spoken to Kat over the phone, and this is she. This is Kat. So it's good to have Kat with us tonight. Kat is in charge of talking to all of you and making sure your bookings come in smooth and everything goes well, and tells you about all of our trips and answers a lot of questions. So thanks for being here, Kat. The next person I'd like to introduce is Ellen Kilby, although she probably needs no introduction. Ellen is also a travel advisor at Eyre Tours, yay! But she also is going to hold a dual role soon enough, and she'll be a tour escort, tour director for us as well. And hopefully soon those folks who live in Leisure World will be able to see her in person. So welcome back to Eyre Tours, Ellen.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
Excellent. And the third and possibly most important person on the call is my co-host, Mr. Peter Borowski, also known as my husband. Pete and I work together at Starr and do lots of things side by side. And he is my super duper helper putting this together. So Pete, you're not
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, you can even put the focus on you so they can find you.
Hey, everyone. How's everyone doing?
So that's Pete. And I'm going to pop over here. So I like to do polls from time to time on these calls. So I'm going to launch our first poll just for fun. It should be easy. You should all be able to figure out what to do. I've got 2 questions to start us off. So, and I think this will be interesting information for us all to find out, and we'll talk about it as the evening goes on. Number 1 is my vaccination status is. Let me know if you're fully vaccinated against COVID-19, if you're in the process of getting your vaccination or your vaccinations. You're not sure yet if you're going to get the vaccination, or maybe you're not planning to get it at all. That's our first question. And everybody can answer. It is anonymous, so go ahead. I want to show you why. You'll see why I'm doing this very, very shortly. And then the second question is, my timing to begin traveling on a bus trip is. The first option is I'll be ready to travel on my next bus trip now or in the next couple months. I'll be ready to travel on my next bus trip by September 1st. I'll be ready to travel on my next bus trip by Thanksgiving. And I don't, and I'm waiting for 2022 to begin traveling on my next bus trip. So I'm not sure if the third one might not show Thanksgiving, and it should, but that's what it does. Okay. All right. It doesn't for me. So you guys have a few more seconds to answer.
And there are no wrong answers.
There are no wrong answers. Exactly. Exactly. We want you to be honest, because this helps us plan for the future. So anyway, so let's see. All right, about almost 80% of you have voted. So go ahead and finish up your voting. Hopefully it was easy to do that.
I didn't get a voting page.
Oh, you didn't get a poll that came up?
No.
All right. That's a good question. Well, all right. You can put in the chat. How about, I don't know if you know how to chat, but you can put your vote in the chat if you'd like.
Well, I think it was an important question, so I want to answer that.
Yes. Put your answer in the chat if you don't mind.
I don't know how to do that.
or tell us.
Yes, I'm fully vaccinated.
Excellent. Okay. All right. We're going to end the poll and I'll show you guys all the results. So this is really, telling of what we found when we talked to all of our clients in the last few weeks. Let's see, 96% of you are saying, plus the couple people on the chat are saying that you're fully vaccinated already. A couple people are in the process of getting it, and only one person is not planning to get it. So I think, based on the surveys that we've done verbally and based on this survey, you can expect when you travel with Eyre Tours that the large majority, 98% of travelers will be vaccinated. So I hope that gives you a level of comfort, but before you book with us, because it certainly gives me a level of comfort as well. So I wanted to let you know that, and we've found this when we're talking to the customers over the phone too. So you can rest assured that 98% of people on your trip likely will be vaccinated. And then, boy, it looks like you guys are ready to go. Almost half of you are ready to travel now or in the next couple months, which means that I might have some work to do when I get back to the office, since our first trip isn't planned until the beginning of September. So a quarter of you are going to wait till then. And then about another 30% are going to wait sort of till the end of the year or into 2022. But again, it looks about 75% of you are going to be ready to travel by September 1st, which is great. And we'll be ready to welcome you on a trip by September 1st, if not earlier. So thank you for participating. There will be more polls as we go along. So I wanted to take the time and just talk about what happened between March of last year and March of this year, which kind of brings us to now. But last March, as you probably know, but maybe you don't, Eyre, the company, EYRE, Eyre, the company was forced to shut down due to COVID. As most bus companies across the US and Canada, we were all forced to shut down due to COVID, and we laid off virtually our entire staff. So the people that you talked to over the phone for the last however many years were unfortunately laid off because the owners of the company, we couldn't afford to pay our staff. So it was a sad, terrible time. And as the pandemic continued, the Eyre family did all they could to remain afloat. And in order to do that, they turned their focus to the charter bus rental side of their business and the bus and truck maintenance side of the business. And they didn't have, folks like Ellen and the other, Cookie and Deborah and Kathy, all the folks that helped out with tours. They couldn't afford to be at the company. So they as the pandemic sort of started to subside, the Eyre family wasn't sure how to restart their tour business without these key staff members that had built the tour business, and the company infrastructure just wasn't there to support that rebuild of the tour business. And that's when Starr and Eyre started talking. And just to back up a little bit, the owners of Eyre and the owners of Starr have been friends for over 50 years. So I have personally known Brad and Matt for over 20 years. So we talk often, and we're both members of the International Motor Coach Group, which is a group of independent bus operators and owners across the US and Canada. And we set the standard for bus travel, safe bus travel. We help each other by sharing information, and we provide services on the road 24/7 when needed. And that does happen. Doesn't happen often, but it usually happens at 2 a.m. when it does happen, and we all help each other. And because Starr and Eyre have so much in common, and we're in the same part of the country, but we don't compete with each other, we've built a wonderful friendship over the years.
Yeah. Did you log in with your, seems as though there's maybe 100-person limit?
Oh, bear with me. No, I did not. We're just working out a technical difficulty here. I don't think I did. Let me just double check. Sorry, everybody, bear with me.
Thanks for your patience. It seems as though there may be a 100-person limit, even though there should be 500. So we just want to make sure that there are folks who can get in if they want to.
No, I'm in as Pete. Hang on, account management.
All right, I would just keep going.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going. I apologize for the delay.
Okay.
I feel bad that, but it let all those people register, so I'm surprised it didn't let them in. So what happened was, we started talking, and we offered, since Starr had the infrastructure, and we'll talk about this, we had a large tour division. We did have the infrastructure even throughout the pandemic, to offer the assistance and empowering the Eyre Tours division. We offered to power that division, and meaning we could plan, sell, and service all of the Eyre Tours, and Eyre would provide the bus. We decided to make a match, and we decided that that was a good idea. Ron and Brad and Eyre, Brad and Matt, the owners of Eyre, and Pete and I and my dad, the owners of Starr, we decided it was a match. So, and that's sort of what brought us here today. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen if I can. All right, hold on one second. All right. Okay. Let's see. Where's my, okay, there we go. So I want to tell you a little bit about who Starr is. We are a third generation family business, just like Eyre. And the third generation is me and Pete, my husband. So my grandfather founded Starr back in 1947. And when he passed away, just a couple days after I was born, he turned the business over to my mom and my uncle, and my father, who was married to my mother, or still is married to my mother. He kind of jumped in as well. He actually was already working for Starr, for my grandfather, before he passed away. And my father and my uncle became partners, and they were partners for about 40 years. And my uncle has since retired. And my mom and dad own the business today, along with my husband, Pete, and I. We are located in central New Jersey, which is the Trenton area, if you're familiar, the capital city of New Jersey. And we service Pennsylvania, mostly, northeastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and northern Delaware. We sell public tours, meaning, we set a departure, just like what you guys know, and people can join on the tour as ones or twos or threes or however many. And we do charter bus rental. Again, this is exactly like Eyre as well. In 2019, we don't talk about 2020, we just erase that from our memory, but in 2019, we sent 230 day trips and 165 multi-day trips, as well as 20 cruise and fly vacations. So a little bit bigger than Eyre. We have a bigger base of business, and probably because of where we're located, just outside New York and in Philadelphia. So where Eyre sent, their amount of business was a little bit smaller. We have a team of 20 tour directors, which is great. A couple that I saw their faces on tonight, they wanted to join in and meet you. So Betty and Jean, I saw are on here. And what separates us, or what I think makes us special, is that we offer some really wonderful longer vacations. We have a wonderful trip to Mackinac Island, Michigan. We have a great trip to Savannah and Charleston, Memphis and Nashville. And then of course we have a 7-day trip across country all the way to California. So that's a little bit about who we are. And I'm sure you have questions and you can ask later. It's okay. So some of the things that we hope to bring to Eyre and through this partnership is a more diverse assortment of tours and a group of people that can advise and help you plan travel. So, you know, the win-win for the folks at Eyre is their buses still get to go on the road and take you guys on trips, and that's a real win. But we get to do all the work behind that, and we're happy to do it because that's what we do well. So so that's a little bit about us. And I just wanted to show you what our buses look like. This is in case you're, you know, driving around and you happen to see one of a big blue Starr bus. You can see on the outside it looks different, but on the inside it probably looks exactly like an Eyre Tours bus. So again, we're doing the same thing, just a different location here. So this is where Starr is. If you can see my cursor moving, here's Philadelphia and here's New York up in the top right. And we're right in between Philadelphia and New York. And you know, we pick up where these purple dots are is where our departure locations are. So again, if you have friends that live in the area or you know, I don't know, ever, you know, want to go on a trip that you don't see that Eyre is offering, you can just, you know, drive up a little bit north of Wilmington and pop on a Starr trip, just like our Starr clients can pop on down to the Baltimore area and hop on an Eyre trip. So it's really a match made in heaven. Again, no competition here. So how will this look different? How will the match between Starr and Eyre, how will it look different to you, the Eyre traveler? It won't look much different at all, in my opinion. Let's start about what the same, you know, what's going to look the same. The buses that you travel in will still be Eyre buses. So that's the same. Many of our tour directors will be the ones that you know and love, Ellen, Kathy, and Deborah. And we assign seats just like what you all are used to. So that's not a big change. And we'll still have an office in Leisure World. So lots of things will be the same. What's different is lots more tours are coming in 2022, many more multi-day vacations. The website URL, the website address has changed. Instead of eyre.com, it's eyretours.com. It looks a little different, but the functionality is the same. And you can actually get to it. If you do type in eyre.com, you can get to it by clicking on the tours link. So we offer tour protection for every trip. This is something new that it's a program that we offer at Eyre Tours. So that's a new thing. And Kat and I and Ellen are the travel advisors. So not much different than before, but I wanted to point those things out. So I'm gonna take you on a little bit of a tour of the website at this point. So bear with me, I'm gonna stop my screen sharing and I am going to share a different screen. All right. And so this is our new website. It's eyretours.com and it's pretty straightforward. At the top, you can see that if you click on tours, you'll be taken to a page that talks about our tours. And if you can follow my cursor, if you hover over the word tours, that's going to be the fastest way that you can see the trips that we offer. So you can either search by day trips, multi-day vacations, or all the tours. So for this purpose, I'm going to show you all the tours. And once all those tours come up, you can view them, right? So we have to, my screen is not working as well as I would want to, but you can click on the design, the view tour and look at the tour, learn about the tour itinerary, the accommodations of the tour, where the tour picks up from, and what dates the trips leave. Okay, so you can do all of that over here in tours. Over here on this link is very important. And a lot of you have had questions, and this is why I wanted to point it out. This is our COVID-19 page, and this shows lots and lots of information regarding COVID. And I want to point out a few key things, and you can look at this on your own, absolutely. But the key thing about traveling during COVID is twofold. Number one, we're going to be wearing masks, and we're going to be wearing masks indefinitely. I don't think forever, but I cannot tell you the date that we won't be wearing masks. I can tell you it's likely to be through the end of this year. But I can also tell you, if you book a trip and we change things, we will let you know, and you will have the option to make a change if you wanted to. So for some reason, if we decide no masks after December 15th, I'm absolutely making this up, and your trip is on December 17th, we would let you know, and you would have enough time to decide not to join us if you wanted to. But we will not make a change unless we let you know. And that's why it's so important that we get an email address from you. And when I say wearing masks on the bus, just to be clear, I mean masks when you get on the bus, when you get off the bus, and while you're seated. And this is a federal mandate, okay? This is a federal mandate. That includes you will have your mask on between sips of drink and bites of food. Okay, that's how serious we are about mask wearing. But again, this is a federal mandate that we follow. The second key thing is if you are traveling by yourself, you will not have anybody seated next to you. Okay, I don't know how long this will go, but right now, this is what we are saying. If you're traveling by yourself, you will likely not have anybody seated next to you. So those are really the key things that I want you to know about traveling during COVID. And you can see all those details right here on our website. The next things I want to point out are resources. So you can learn about our tour protection program. We talk about how much it costs and what you get. Just to give a big picture, tour protection allows you to cancel for any reason, no questions asked, okay? You can cancel for any reason, no questions asked, right up until the time the trip departs. No company offers anything like this. You can cancel right up until the time the trip departs, but you must cancel. You can't just not show up. You do have to cancel. And you'll have a phone number to do that. We don't want you to cancel, but if you do need to cancel, tour protection that protects you, and you will get your money back, not in a credit. Your money goes back to your credit card or back however you paid originally. And that is the value of tour protection. In the few weeks that we've been taking bookings, I would say about 90% of you have purchased tour protection, and that's the smart thing to do, especially traveling during this time. And you could even cancel because of the weather. We're not even going to ask you. It's up to you. You can cancel if you need to. Okay. And this is a program that we were running pre-COVID, and it translates perfectly now. Translates perfectly. The price has been the same for probably a dozen years on this program. So that is tour protection. Then here you can see our departure locations, and we're going to talk about those separately, but I just want to let you know that you can see them. And then here is where you can find tour policies and information. And I do want you to familiarize yourselves with these, because it talks about traveling. You know, this is something that we've put out in the last month or so. And now that you're traveling with, you know, Eyre powered by Starr, I think it's important that you read through these policies when you get a moment. So those are the key things that you're going to find on this website. So I'm going to
Question about the cost of tour protection.
Okay, so Diane's asking about what is the cost of tour protection? The cost of tour protection is for a day trip. It's different than a multi-day trip. For a day trip, the cost is $10 for every $100 increment of tour price. So if your tour is $189, the tour protection is going to be $20. Okay, because there's two increments of 100. For multi-day trips, tour protection, and this is all on the website, tour protection costs $12 for every $100 increment of value. So for a trip that's $359, your tour protection is going to be $48. Boy, I'm glad I have that math brain right now. Luckily, it's not too late for me to figure that out. So, so that's tour protection in a nutshell. I'm going to now go back to my original screen, and I'm just going to show you, and I'm going to let you guys all talk in a little bit, but I'm going to show you our departure locations. Okay, a lot of you know this, but you can see here's Baltimore. And these departure locations will change based on the destination, because we could never go everywhere, right? And we would never be able to get to where we're going if we picked up at all these locations. So we strategically pick these locations based on the destination that we're going to. So if we're traveling south, and remember, Eyre is based in Howard County, okay? So right, I believe in this area, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, right here, Glen Ellyn. So the bus starts here, right? So if we're going on a southbound trip, I certainly can't bring the bus all the way up to White Marsh or, you know, Towson or anything like that. I've got to probably start in Ellicott City as my most northern bound pickup, and then I'll pick up as we travel south. Same thing for Lancaster. If we're going to Lancaster, we're going to start here, we'll go here, and then we'll head up to Timonium. So we do these pickup points very strategically. Number one, because we don't want to drive you all around in circles. But number two is our drivers can only drive for a certain amount of hours legally, to be honest. So we've got to keep in mind that A, we want to take care of our drivers, but B, there's some, you know, laws in place that keep them from driving too much. And you can find this on the website as well, but I just wanted to point it out to you. These are your pickup points. I wanted to give you a little sneak peek of what we're working on. I realize that it's only May of 2021, but we are already working on 2022. So these are some of the multi-day trips that we're working on. So you can get a feel for, you know, what's coming up. I'm going to try to throw in a few extra trips for 2021 because you guys told me you're ready to travel, right? I'm trusting that, you know, if I plan a trip in August, you're not going to make a liar out of me. But these are some of the things that we're working on for 2022. So if any of those float your boat, keep that in mind. It's really important that you keep up with us because we want you to know all of the latest news. And the ways to do that are following us on Facebook. And when you follow us on Facebook, it's Eyre Tours. Okay, so it's facebook.com/Eyre Tours. If you can go to that Facebook page right after we hang up this call, I would greatly appreciate it because that's where I'm putting all the information up for you. Instagram too, we're on Instagram and that's super fun. So I invite you to follow us on Instagram if you have it. We're going to send you an email blast at least once a week to keep you up to date. So you can expect that probably on a Wednesday, maybe on a Friday too. So we are going to keep you up to date by email. And then at some point we will start to print and mail vacation catalogs again. It's not something that we're going to do probably too soon, but we know that you guys need something to hold and look at and take with you and talk to your friends about. So we do understand the importance of printed catalogs. So we remind you that's coming. I just don't know when at this point. So let's see. There are two ways to book your trip. The first way is to call us, and then you get to talk to Kat or me or Ellen. You can call us. Or you can go online to book, and it's really easy. You just pick the tour that you want, and you click on book now, and you can set up your account, and it's really super easy to do. So
not selecting a seat when they book, can they do that?
When you book online, there was a question in the chat, and this is a really good question. When you book online, can you select a seat? No, you cannot. It is not, the system is not set up for you to be able to select a seat when you're booking online for a few reasons. However, you can tell us there is a miscellaneous section, a miscellaneous request, and you can say front of bus, middle of bus, back of bus, door side, driver side, whatever you want, you can tell us and we will do our best to seat you there. Seats are never guaranteed. I want to make that perfectly clear. Seats are never guaranteed. And especially during COVID, because if we only get 20 people booked on a tour, we're going to spread everybody out. We're certainly not going to put the people that were booked in the front all the way in the back. We'll spread everybody out based on how they booked. But I don't want you ever to think that, you book 24, you're always going to be in 24th. That, yes, the majority of the time you will, but there is a chance that that could change. And I tell people it's as simple as, God forbid, you get on the bus and seat 24 is broken. I mean, again, I can't remember the last time it's happened, but it does. And it's all about the expectations. Okay. So we do assign seats, but they are not guaranteed. So, I don't want to give up the winner yet. So I'm going to stop sharing and open this up a little bit. I see some questions in the chat and this is great. So I'm going to answer some of these questions. And if you'd like, you can, raise your hand and ask questions as well. So Karen asks, do you have a minimum sign up for a trip to go? The answer to that is a great question. Every trip is different. It just depends. The number is going to be somewhere around 20, but it can vary. We've sent tours with 16 people. So it just, and some tours need 24 to go. So it just depends, but we're shooting for somewhere around 20. And again, it just depends on the finances of the trip. Doug is making a suggestion that I should put a diagram of the bus seats when booking. Yes, we don't have that available, but again, you can put in a request online when you book. We talked about the cost of tour protection. All right, do I see anybody waving their hand? And if I do, you can unmute yourself and just say your name, please, and go ahead and ask your question.
And this is Judy Robinson.
Hi, Judy.
My question is, I'm not on Facebook or Instagram, and I don't plan to be on either one. So I will still be able to find out information about the tours through the website.
Yes, through the website and through the emails as well.
Okay.
So we're going to keep you up to date with email, but we can only email once or twice a week. So, Facebook, we can post as much as we want. So yep. It's okay. You will still be up to date. You won't miss out on anything if you're not a Facebook or Instagram member. No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? I see Mary Ann's waving her hand.
Yes. Did you say that you are going to make a video of tonight's presentation available for people who weren't able to join?
Absolutely. I'm recording this call right now, and I will be emailing it to as many people as possible, as well as posting it on Facebook, probably within an hour or two after we're done here. So yeah, I apologize that everybody couldn't get on, but they will be able to see it afterwards. And the saying, the early bird gets the worm, has never been more true, because you guys were the first 100. So congratulations to you. You didn't know, but this is what we like on bus tours. You're supposed to be back early, right? See, you guys get an A+ for the day. Don't tell them we said that about them. Shh.
Thing happened with their internet site.
Yeah.
Capacity of 300.
Mm-hmm.
But, a technological snafu.
Exactly. You never know, right? You never know. Who else has a question? Ayantha?
Yes, I'm here. My question is similar to Judy in that I'm not on Facebook or into Instagram or anything either. I was just curious as to when you think you might be able to have catalogs, because I'm a textile person. I love to go through the catalogs, just circle things and,
I know. I feel you. I I understand 100%. I would, if I was going to make an educated guess, I would say by October 1st. It could be before. I don't think it's going to be later. So
When do you, I'm sorry,
no, yeah.
I think the first trip will be, and where will it be?
Well, the first trip we have planned right now is September, Kat, correct me, September 10th.
9th, isn't it?
I can't
Queen
remember.
Esther?
It's Queen Esther in Lancaster at the Sight and Sound Theater, and it's
9th.
September 9th or 10th, the 9th, okay.
So I have a question for that because I'd really love to see that as well. And I've had a concern because I've seen it advertised on TV, but I'm wondering what they are doing as far as COVID is concerned. Are they spacing seats out? You know, all those different kinds of things, because that is a gigantic place.
It is, and that's why we're glad you're vaccinated. It's going to depend on the show, and you know, these protocols change almost daily. You know, Pennsylvania and Lancaster County are changing. So right now they are they're doing some distancing. Okay. They are, but I cannot tell you what they're going to be doing in September.
Okay,
So-
the Queen Esther is on your website at this time,
It
right?
is. Yep, it is. There's 2 dates. There's a September date and a November date.
Yep, it's September 10th and November 6th.
November 16th and September 10th. Okay, got it. One is a Saturday and one is a Wednesday.
And they're selling out fast, so you better make your reservation
She's right.
quick.
She's right. She is right. I did not pay her to say that.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Are these both during the day matinees or?
Yes.
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 And
Absolutely.
I haven't seen the website, so I have questions because I want to do it. Okay. And does that also include lunch?
It does. Well, we're going to have lunch at Hershey Farm Restaurant before the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
All right, Kat, you're going to write that down.
I'll give you a call tomorrow.
Okay.
Does anybody, any questions for Ellen or Kathy? I saw you were on the call. Is Deborah Jane on the call or any other Eyre Tour directors?
I saw Deborah's name. I did not see her. I don't want to say anything I'm not supposed to say, but I'm very excited about what you got today. And I would love for them to know so that they can spread the word about the tickets you were able to get. Since they're on this call, they'll have a little inside information.
You're right, Ellen. You're right.
When we get through this COVID pandemic, will the office in Leisure World open again?
Yeah, we're hoping that the office will open when Clubhouse 1 opens. So
Okay.
they have a meeting in Leisure World on Thursday to discuss what's going to happen and the timing. So we have been in touch with them. Absolutely. Before I get to the folks with questions, Ellen has put me on the spot, and I will tell you that we got Music Man tickets starring Hugh Jackman in New York City for April 9th.
Sign me up.
Iantha wants to be signed up. So yeah, we just got those tickets today, but it's already on our website and you can buy it. So yeah, Music Man on Broadway. Good things are happening, and Radio City tickets went on sale yesterday. So really things are changing every day. So keep an eye on that website. And from time to time, if you want, we can do more of these calls. Absolutely. Iantha, did you have another question?
Yes, I did. What was it? Oh my God.
Let's pop over to Diane Reynolds while you think about what your question is.
Okay, good. Okay. Go ahead. I'll remember.
All right.
I'll remember soon.
All right, Diane, what you got? Oh, you have to unmute yourself.
Okay. I live in Leisure World, and many people are I was a tour guide, tour director, and I have people coming up to me all the time asking me when this is going to open. And I was going to ask Ellen if there's anything I can do for you, because I live here, to help let people know that this is going on and we're opening up and you're going to be here and I have no idea when Clubhouse 1 opens, but I'm happy because there's so many people that say, Diane, when is this going to happen? And when is Ellen going to be here? And are you going to be a tour guide? And I said, I have no idea what my position will be, but I'm very happy to let you know that I would love to help in any way I can here in Leisure World.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
Diane.
much.
I know that you would. Thank you. Believe me, you're on my list.
Okay. And I don't know if any, just so you know, because people are asking me all the time, and what I'm doing is quote unquote spreading the word, look at the website, sign up with you or online. But I just wanted you to be aware that I'm getting questions all the time. And I said soon.
Thank you. And that is I'm so glad you brought that up because we're not printing and mailing right now. And, email is a great way to be in touch with people, but it certainly doesn't do the whole job. That I really want you guys to be our, chatting us up. Eyre Tours is back. Lots of you are bringing friends and making trips together, and that's wonderful. So the more that you can spread the word about Eyre Tours, the more thankful we are, and the better experience you'll have, because then we won't have to think about canceling trips if they don't get up to 20 people, and we'll have more people on our buses, and we meet more people and have more fun, and it's just great. It's just great.
Just let me know what I can do. That's all I'm asking.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Remember my question.
All right, Iantha remembered her question. Go ahead.
Pickup locations. I know you were saying in the Columbia area and all that. Before, I know Eyre picked up at both Longgate Shopping Center and also sometimes Florence Bain. Will those still be the pickup places, or will there be something different?
I'm going to let Ellen answer that one.
There will be Longgate. That is certainly that is our hub, I would say. All trips leave from Longgate.
Okay.
Not unless the Howard County Parks and Recs would have a trip from Florence Bain, but it is so close to Longgate that we don't leave the trips from Florence.
But see, I live around the corner from Florence Bain, and I live a mile and a half from Longgate. So Longgate.
I see. It's all about you. I get it.
Well,
all relative.
You get 40 of your friends that want to go, and we'll pick you up at Florence Bain.
Great answer, Ellen. Great answer.
I can work on that. Okay.
I got another poll. I got another poll for you. We'll get back to questions, but we're having fun. So let's take a poll. I want to know what kind of trips that you're interested in. So what kind of trip packages? Do you like the multi-day vacations by bus, the cruises, you fly vacations, day trips? Are you seeing this? Are you seeing the poll?
Uh-huh.
Okay, good.
And you can only pick one?
You should be able to pick multiple.
I
was trying to, but it's not.
It won't.
Pick your favorite.
We need one that says
to let you pick multiple.
We need one that says all of the above.
Right, I like that.
Right.
I should have, I live and I learn. This is great. This is fun. It looks like I'll give you guys another few seconds. And those of you that have questions, keep thinking, or if you don't have questions, keep thinking. Doug, Isokate, I see your comment that in the description of the trips that it be explicitly stated if lunch is included. I thought I did that, but we will go back and double check. I apologize if it was unclear. We are still kind of learning and improving, so we need lots of feedback. So that feedback is really helpful. Thank you very much.
Over the years, I have found that our nice people love to eat.
Who doesn't? Oh,
Yeah,
somebody
that's right.
asked the cost of Music Man. Are you ready?
Sit down.
Sit down. $3.99.
Wow.
$3.99. Hashtag worth it. Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman. Hashtag
Yeah.
worth it. Definitely.
Love Hugh Jackman.
And Sutton Foster, and she's incredible.
And Sutton
Yeah.
Foster.
Oh, both
Yep,
of
you
them.
can't go wrong.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong. Well,
Music
it looks
Man was
like
a movie too. If anybody is interested in
Yeah, 76 trombones.
right.
But
Right.
where are the seats?
They're in the orchestra. They're in the rear side orchestra, not front and center. That's like
Okay.
$600. But you are still on that lower level, the best place to be. So
Yeah, that was one of the concerns, that we didn't have to be in the balcony or something.
Oh, right.
Thank you.
Yes, exactly.
No,
We're not putting you in the balcony. Judy, do you have a question? Oh,
She's
if you
muted.
do, just unmute yourself if you do want to say something. Those of you that know how to raise your hand.
No, I did not have a question. I'm sorry.
No
I was
problem.
rubbing my
No
arm.
problem. Susan, do you have a question? You can unmute yourself if you have a question. I
The
see.
poll,
There we go.
I opted for multi-day cruise and it showed at 0%, but I voted.
It seemed like it was taking a while for me to see the results, because I know Pete voted here and I didn't see his result come in for like, it was probably like 20 seconds. So it's probably in there now. It just didn't come out.
Thank you.
And I just, we worked on cruises today for 2022. So
Okay.
we
Okay.
did work on those today. So they're,
Thank you.
So where are they? Where are they?
where are the cruises going to be to? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
We'll do an Alaska cruise. We'll do some Caribbean. We'll do a Bermuda, a Bahamas. We're doing, I believe, a Western Mediterranean. And I think there's a Panama Canal in there. So you guys are really testing my knowledge, but I think I did okay.
So which cruise lines would these be?
Oh, great question. We mostly use Carnival Cruise Lines and Norwegian Cruise Lines, NCL. Those are the two key cruise lines we use because quite honestly, they work with us the best and they give us the best prices and they allow us time to sell the trips to you. You don't have to buy it 2 years in advance and pay for it in advance and things like that. Any other questions?
Sandy, this is Stephanie Maddox. I have a quick question.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Ellen. I have no idea why my picture's not there, but I do love Lucy, so that works.
You look
my
great.
picture, my things wouldn't show up on the screen. I was trying to click on them and they just kept popping off.
Well, my question, Sandy, is I've been working with Ellen since the very early 90s, and we have a pretty good sized customer base in the Towson White Marsh area that primarily comes through the Y of Central Maryland. And Ellen can attest to, we've done many, many bus trips, flyaways, cruises, you know, any kind of travel there's been that Eyre's offered. And a lot of our trips have also been custom that Ellen and the team put together for us. So when I got the first email where you were offering bus trips, I put the word out to a lot of the folks that like to travel with us. And our concern is, how many people would we need to have a pickup point either in Towson or Timonium? Because Leisure World and the Gate, the Elegant City pickup is just not convenient for those of us that live north of Baltimore.
Yeah, I understand. So the answer to that question is clear as mud.
I understand that.
It's all going to depend. And this is not a new challenge for Eyre. This is a challenge that we've had at Starr for years and years. It's going to depend on where the trip is going, the routing of the trip. It's going to depend on how many people we have on the trip already. It's going to depend on how many pickups we're using. It's going to depend on how many people you have. So I know that makes it challenging for you to plan. And I don't have an answer other than we are willing to, work with you all the way. We can talk about trips that might have the best possibility for a separate pickup, steer away from trips that it would be a long shot. So you and I can work together, you and me and Kat and Ellen, we can try to steer you in the right direction. Again, it's the answer that's clear as mud.
Yeah, I think the question was Sunfest, if I'm not mistaken.
That was one, and I think the one to Mount Hope for the holiday. There were quite a few ladies that were interested in that. So those are two trips that I know we can put at least 10 people on. I think one of those trips picks up in Timonium, which that works for us. But I think it was the Sunfest one. We have about 10 people that are interested in doing that for the day, but we're not going to drive to Ellicott City. That just is not good for our group.
Yeah, and sometimes the answer is going to be, it's not going to work.
And that's fine. I just want to make sure that I give the best information back to the people that have been loyal travelers over the past 2 decades or more.
Yeah. And we're so thankful for those people as well. You know, the challenge I would bring to you is how can we make that 1035? You know, so you can have your own private bus and, you know, maybe we can, it's not just your group, but maybe we can expand a little into your area, you know, so there's lots of different ways to look at it, and let's be creative and see if we can't, instead of just focusing on the people, you know, or in your group, go a little bit out of that zone and see if we can't, you know, get a bigger crowd and of people in that area.
Okay, Ellen, this is what I heard Sandy say to me. I'm going to get that satellite office in White Marsh after all.
It's amazing the translation over the internet. What happens?
Long way from Leisure World to White Marsh.
I know.
But I think between you and maybe Cromwell or White Marsh, maybe we can get it. It's not until fall, so people haven't started signing up. If I had my way, and everybody on this call called to register, we could have 2 buses go to Sunfest, and one could come from the Baltimore area and one could come from the Montgomery County area. So that's that's what's going to be in my little prayer tonight.
She's brilliant. I love it. I love it. That's a big prayer. It's not a little prayer. It's a big one. Karen, do you have a question? Thank you, Stephanie, for your question. I appreciate it. It was a good conversation.
Yeah. Hi. Just about the seating. So when we book, I'm talking multi-day trips. I don't care about day, you know, where I sit. But for multi-day, I don't like to sit in the back of the bus because I'm kind of claustrophobic, really. You know, and if I had to look at 50 seats ahead of me, I think it would make me really nervous, you know. So when we book and we say, I'd like to sit really close to the front. Now, will you try to make that work?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And we will let you know if we can, we won't tell you if it works. We're just going to book it and make it happen and send you the confirmation. But if you request the front and all we have is like the back 3 rows, we're going to give you a heads up.
You'll
We're
tell
going to
me
give
that.
you a heads up. So when we email you the confirmation or when we're on the phone making the booking with you, we will tell you that, ooh, you know, this, if you want to sit in the front, this might not be the departure for you, or you know, we'll put you in the back for now if you're okay with that being a possibility. However, you can reach out to us, you know, 30 days prior to the trip or, you know, here and there and see if anybody's canceled. We won't automatically move you up. We just don't have the technology to do that.
Oh, sure.
But you can
I understand.
certainly ask us if you can move up. We would welcome that phone call.
So when do we know what our seat assignment
When you book.
is?
When you book.
When we book, you can tell me then.
We
Like,
do. We tell
have
you
seats
then,
and
of
so
course,
forth.
as I said before, seats are not guaranteed.
Right.
Let this be a lesson to all you early birds on this call. Shh, book early because then your seat preference has the best chance of being honored. Don't tell anybody else.
Because I know when I used to go with the Eyre bus, we could kind of pick. Well, they went first come first serve. Like if you were the first one to book, you got to pick your seat. If you were the second one, then you pick your seat.
It's the same way here.
You know,
but you'd be surprised. Some people like the back.
I know they did.
Yes.
I know
So,
they
so
did.
you could be the first, you might be the third person to book. You might still get the front row. You
Right.
just,
Sure.
you don't know. But either way, I encourage you to book early because then you get to select your seat. And that's for a lot of people that matters. So, and we don't rotate seats. Okay. We don't do this at Starr and we don't do this at Eyre. We do not rotate seats.
Sure.
The seats that you are assigned to are the seats that you will be in for the duration of the trip.
Are you having people book now for your fall trips?
Oh yeah, we already
multi-day
had we had a Vermont trip that already filled up and sold out. So we added a second departure on a different date. But yeah,
really?
People people
I was
are
thinking
excited
of going
to travel again. So they're
I was thinking of that for Vermont
and I
trip.
expect that tomorrow will be a busy day. So Kat and Ellen and I are, we're ready to make bookings. We think tomorrow is going to be busy and we'll be waiting for your calls. But those of you that have called and had to leave a message, we get back to you on the same day. So please don't worry if we don't call you right back. We will get back to you on the same day. And remember, everything that we know is on the website as well. So you can always book online. Well, we just hit 8 o'clock. I have time for one more question and then we're going to announce a winner for our gift card drawing, So one last question, anybody? All right.
Can I just comment?
Yep.
This is Karen McLaughlin. I just want to say this was a wonderful presentation. You're making us all so excited to have all this to look forward to. It sounds great. And thank you all so much.
Thank you, Claire. You are
Thank
so
you,
sweet.
Claire. You've been wonderful for years. We love having you on the bus.
Kat and I have already gotten to know Claire, so we're happy. I saw Virginia. Did you want to say something really quick? If you do, you just unmute yourself real fast. All right. If you're still on mute, Virginia. All right, we lost her. All right, I'm gonna mute her. Hang on.
Which one of them are you?
I'm going. Are you going to mute everybody? All right.
Everybody needs to mute.
I'm going to announce the winner of our $50 Eyre gift card, and we will be in touch with you. Don't even worry about it. We'll reach out to you. And that winner is Lucinda Hall.
Oh my God.
Where is she? Oh, there she is. Yay! Lucinda, congratulations.
Thank you.
You look
my
happy.
goodness.
Oh, that's great. I hope you're happy.
Oh, I am.
Well, I can't wait to see what trip you pick.
No, now I know I'm going to have fun just even looking and deciding.
Excellent. Well, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And it was absolutely wonderful to see everybody and to have this call with you. And I'll stay on for another few minutes if anybody wants to stay on, or you're more than welcome to drop off. But we look forward to talking to each and every one of you on the phone or seeing your reservations come in through the website. And we'll look forward to seeing you in person on the bus.
Yes.
Yes. And everybody, please stay healthy and do what you're doing, because you all look great. And it was a fun evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's been
Thank
wonderful.
you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
That was
Sandy.
wonderful.
Thank
Oh my.
Yes.
I'm a newcomer, brand new.
Welcome.
Hello. So do I just go on, do you have like a website
Yep.
for your
yeah.
tour company? Is that what I do?
Yes.
I'm from up here in Harford County.
Excellent. So Pete, we're going to put in the chat our website, the URL. It's eiretours.com. And all of the tours that we offer can be found on that website, and you can learn a lot about us there. But we are available. We are a phone call away. If you also just want to talk through some of the trip ideas, we can do that too. So what you will find is when you travel with us, it's like a family.
Okay. And now I heard the lady saying that, about getting a bus at White Marsh at times. If I can help fill a bus, maybe we could.
Wow. Wow. So you're in that same area?
That's the same area as Stephanie.
I'm
Yeah.
in Forest Hill, north of White Marsh.
Okay.
But, I have I'm a hairdresser. I have a large people base. So, there are times where if I'd like a trip and we could fill a bus, I could
Yeah.
talk to you about it.
Ellen, you need to hook the two of us together.
That's right. Absolutely. You need to go get your hair done with this night, Rebecca. Disgusted.
She's not saying your hair looks bad. We can't see your hair, Stephanie.
Well, trust me, I don't know how my Facebook page got on this Zoom call, but there it is. But definitely the lady from Harford County, because we've got a big network up there out of the Y in over by the Wegmans.
Okay.
So between maybe your group and my group, we can fill buses.
We probably can. All
right, well,
Rebecca,
Ellen,
do
I'm
we
going
have
to
your
leave that up
contact
to you to
information?
connect us up.
All right,
And
Rebecca
I'll give
Hopkins.
yes, and I'll give Sandy a call, I guess, and we'll talk about what's up and coming and things like that.
Yeah, I'll just come up there and have lunch with you and Stephanie and I, and we'll have lunch together.
Perfect.
Perfect.
That sounds
Okay.
amazing.
That's perfect. That's
We'll make it
perfect.
happen. We'll make it happen.
Okay.
I
All right.
love
So I'll just give my information I'll go on the website and then call in or
Yes.
something. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
absolutely.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
you.
Susan, go ahead and unmute yourself if you have a question.
I have a
Sandy,
Hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second. Susan was just about to unmute herself and say something.
Hi again. I was on the Sunfest trip a couple times, and although I enjoyed it, I was hoping that it might be that you all might consider making it a 2-day trip so that we could unwind in a hotel or maybe be on the beach in the evening, because it's so much driving for one day and a lot of us have bad backs. We need to stretch. So that's my question.
I have a question for you. Is Sunfest isn't it a couple days?
The weekend, Friday,
So
Saturday,
we
Sunday.
have the multi-day trip that actually arrives on Sunday the 3rd. Right,
That's
Ellen?
over then.
I'm just figuring this out now because we do have that 4-day trip that stays in Ocean City.
Oh, that's the same dates over. I didn't realize that was the same dates
I believe
over
it goes October
Sunfest.
3rd. It's the Ocean City, Maryland. Kat, what's the hotel's name?
Dunes Manor.
Dunes Manor. Thank you.
I was on a different trip. It was a 1-day trip because I remembered several people from Leisure World were on it with me.
Yes, we have that too. We have the day trip on the 2nd.
Oh, I see.
And then I believe we have the multi-day trip on the 3rd. So you might be there in time for some of Sunfest. But I understand your request, and I will definitely make a note of that, and we'll consider that for 2022, where it's just maybe a 2-day trip.
Thank you so much. Great.
For that suggestion.
Hi there.
Hi.
I'm Rose.
Hi, Rose.
From Asbury.
Hi, Rose. This is
Hi
Ellen.
there.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Ellen?
I'm doing fine. I saw that you were booking your buses with Gina.
Yes, I am. I just wanted to ask you, I'm in the travel committee chairman.
Yep.
At Asbury, and I want to know, do I still have the people work directly with you like we have before, or should I go through Gina?
If you're chartering a bus for the residents that you do for the Kennedy Center and Arena Stage, you just use the bus because you get the tickets yourself. So that's a charter.
Okay.
And you would get that through Gina.
Gina. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell them when our next meeting is.
Right. If Asbury Village wants to put a trip together, then you want us to get tickets to something, then you would work through this, through Eyre and powered by Starr.
Right. I'm going to work on that in the committee because we have new people in charge of our transportation buses. So I thought maybe I'd work with you on trying to get a group. We would have our buses meet you at Georgia Avenue or down at Leisure World. Is that
wonderful?
a possibility?
Yeah, if you would like me to sit in on one of your travel meetings to answer questions, I'll be happy to come over to Asbury.
Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing you again.
You as well, Rose.
We're ready to go to cow pasture, so you know we're ready to get out of here.
Well, the money, we can make that happen.
Any change of scenery is a good change of scenery. That is for sure. I saw Lana had asked if we stated the difficulty level of the trips, and yes, that is under the overview section of each trip online. Does anybody else have any questions? Pete just left, so I'm flying solo. I don't know what's going to happen now, but my co-pilot is gone.
What's the
Okay.
date of that
Up on the
Ocean
soccer
City
field.
tour?
What's that, Iantha?
I'm sorry, what's the date of that Ocean City trip?
The day trip to Sunfest is October 2nd, and the multi-day trip, that's 3 nights, 4 days, I believe is October 3rd.
I have it
October
right
3rd
here.
Hello.
It's the 3rd to the 6th.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's fun, isn't it?
This is fun.
Now that we get the hang of it.
This is
Do you
better than the Wheel of
charge
Fortune.
more for one person? It's like, you know,
Yes.
on
there
your
is-
trips.
yes.
I can't always find friends that can go, or they don't have the money, or they're working, or
Yeah.
whatever.
The single price of a trip is for a multi-day trip is always
Right.
going to be higher
Mhm.
because you have the room cost
Sure.
that you can divide by 2 for 2 people in a room, and you can divide it by 1 for 1 person in a room. And there's
Mhm.
no other, we don't add any other fees or anything like that.
Mhm.
It's truly the difference in the cost of the hotel
Okay.
that makes it a little bit more expensive. Very good question.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
My pleasure. I just had someone join the call, so people are still coming.
Wow.
Question. I booked a trip, but I didn't get my confirmation.
When did you book it?
I think last week.
Ah, all right. Kat.
Robin.
I see Kat's writing it right down. Now, are the emails, they do come with an attachment. So they may go into your spam. Do you know how to check your spam?
Yes.
Okay. Kat will send it again tomorrow, but
Okay.
double check your spam.
Okay.
And we'll try to figure that out. Usually the first time we email you, that happens. So I don't know if you're new to Eyre Tours or what have you.
No,
but,
for years.
So you've gotten the emails in the past.
Mhm.
All right. Well, in the past they would have come from Eyre.com, and now they come from EyreTours.com. So it is a little bit different. So we'll have to unjunk them probably,
Okay.
and then you'll be okay going forward.
But you are on the list for your trip. I saw your name today.
Okay, thank you. And I'll be calling for another one.
Awesome.
I'll hold. I can hold.
Is it better to call you or a book online?
Truth be
Which
told,
do
all
you think's
things being
better?
equal, it's probably better for both of us to book, for you to book online, because
Okay.
you can sort of go through the process yourself at your own pace and answer the questions, and we won't rush through and say, do you want chicken or salmon? Online you can see how the salmon is cooked, and you can see how the chicken is cooked.
Oh,
And then and you could do it at your own leisure. We could do it for you, but
It's better to book online. So could you have a blog? I don't want to keep talking about these seats, but do you have a blog to like say, I'd rather sit in front, or
yes,
we can
it's called,
put
the
our
field
preferences?
is called miscellaneous, no, it's called bus seating request, right?
Oh, okay.
I believe it literally says bus seating request.
Okay.
And you can type in whatever you want there. Oh, Deborah Jane's raising her hand.
Yes, let's get
I
Deborah Jane in
know.
this mix.
But we can't see her.
I know. I'm not Zoom ready tonight.
I see. All right, tomorrow at noon, are you going to be Zoom ready?
I'm going to try, but
right.
I do want to straighten something out about the Ocean City trip and Sunfest for the Dunes Manor.
Yeah.
Check-in at the hotel is at 3 o'clock and Sunfest ends at 6 p.m. that day. So it's going to be kind of crazy if people want to try to get down to the boardwalk all the way to the inlet. But it is over at 6 p.m. on Sunday.
Good point. Thank you for pointing that out. Absolutely.
Okay.
Good. And we'll do better. We'll try to do better planning for next year in some way, somehow.
Okay.
I see a picture of a dog with name Lawrence. Do you have a question?
Yes. Hello. I showed up a little bit late, unfortunately, and was wondering if you could go over real quick what y'all had already mentioned. And I also have a question about like the safety checks for COVID, because I already got my vaccine and I have the card. So I was wondering if that was still required if I showed a card.
So I'm gonna give you two pieces of feedback. One is we have recorded this whole call, so you can watch it at your leisure in its entirety. I mean, you don't even have to wait for me to summarize it. It's going to be available to you, and we will publish it in the next hour or two. So that's part one. Part two, I'm thrilled you're vaccinated. That is excellent. It sounds like 98% of your travelers will be vaccinated, but we are not going to ask you for proof of that. We are just going to trust that you are.
Okay.
So hopefully that answers your question.
Yes, it does. Thanks.
Thank you for joining us.
No problem.
Anybody else have any questions? All right, it's time for my dessert. I need to.
This has been wonderful. This has been a wonderful evening.
Thank you very much.
It has been wonderful.
It's interesting.
Great to see you all. Gene, I want to introduce Gene. Wave. He's in front of the Jefferson. Where are you? Jefferson Memorial there. Lincoln, huh? Where are you? You're in DC.
Yeah, I'm in the front of the Lincoln Memorial.
Front of
Yeah.
Lincoln Memorial. Yeah. Gene is one of Starr's tour directors, and his tour that he does every year is the 8 day.
The 27-day, yeah.
27-day cross country. This will be Gene's third year doing it. Fourth, geez, the time flies. So Gene is, he's a very special tour director at Starr, and he would like to escort some trips for Eyre as well. So, so you may see him on an Eyre trip in the future, everyone. Yeah.
They're the greatest. They're the most fun. I enjoy entertaining. I'm a former teacher and enjoy the microphone. So it's fabulous. And I also have a 15,000 song repertoire on my iPad. So love to play music and videos as well.
Yes, he does. He is probably our most prepared tour director. No doubt. No doubt.
Thank you, Sandy.
Yes, I think Deborah Jane would be happy to give him. She did the one we did to Mount Rushmore, and I think she would hand it off to him.
Wow.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Iantha, did you have a question?
Yes, I have a question for Gene. Will Gene's tours ever be Eyre from the Columbia, Baltimore area, or will they always be Starr from the Pennsylvania area?
For 2021, it's likely that Gene will only be escorting for Starr. But in 2022, as we add back trips, and Ellen and Deborah Jane and Kathy have, you know, they're exhausted from traveling so much that we may say to Gene, hey, can you come down to Maryland and hop on a bus tour? And hopefully he'll be able to say yes.
I will say yes.
And the tours that go to California, where do they go? I was trying to look on the website while we were talking, but I didn't see that particular tour to California as to where it goes, what the stops are and things like that.
If you go to the startours.com website and you search cross country, you will find it. It actually is sold out for this year, if you can believe it. Which is pretty amazing. Wow. It has 8 people or something. we do things all along the way. So it's not like you're just traveling to California and coming back. The whole trip is an experience. Everywhere from, stopping in Kentucky, in New Mexico, in Las Vegas.
So do you do any overnights while you're there where you stay in a hotel?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we do.
right.
Many places.
Every
stay
night.
overnight.
Every
We
night
stay
I
at the
end the
hotel
week
every
staying in a
night.
hotel.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I hope so.
I
But
really
there
want
are-
to see all those details. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But
I'm
there are
just
5
picturing.
places. Oh, I'm sorry. There are 5 places that we actually spend 2 nights, such as in Flagstaff, when we go to the Grand Canyon for a full day and then go back to Flagstaff. San Diego, we spend 2 nights in San Diego and do a day at the zoo and a day on the water, taking a tour of the battleship area, the naval station in San Diego. It's fabulous. It's a great trip. I can talk from now until 10 o'clock tonight, so don't get me started.
Don't get him started.
Okay.
Don't get him started.
Okay, I'll go on Starr when I get off from here and see.
You got it.
all the
You got it.
details.
Jean, you'll have to come into the office and meet Kat in person.
Oh, I'd love it. I'd love it. Definitely.
Kat, you won't be able to get rid of him, but it's worth it. It's worth it.
Getting a call. I gotta go.
Right, exactly.
Just one
The
more
good thing is
question.
she won't be lying. She won't be lying. She'll really be getting those calls. Did I ever tell you guys this is totally off topic, but I have a tie to Howard County, Maryland. And I think I might have told you this, Ellen. But my son was a competitive jump roper. My oldest son was a competitive jump roper. And the jump rope headquarters of the world pretty much is in Howard County, Maryland, if you can believe it.
Wow.
So that's sort of how I know the area, because since I don't know, probably for 8 or so years, I've been traveling back and forth from right next to Longgate Park and Ride, like that Howard County Recreation Center.
Oh, yeah.
I've been there, I don't know, 24 times, if you can believe it. I know exactly what we're talking about, because he would go to competitions there. And
Meadowbrook. Wow.
yeah, Meadowbrook Athletic Center. And there was one in Laurel as well.
Yeah.
So I don't, if you guys didn't know that, Howard County is like the jump rope capital of the US. And yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I did not know that. That's cool.
So that's one of the reasons I'm so familiar with that area. He has since retired from jumping rope, and he's now a marathoner, but that's besides the point.
Wow. Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah. Neat. That's like, and my middle son is interested in going to the University of Maryland. So we just toured that. So I just was there. So there's so many Maryland connections happening in my life. My best friend in the whole wide world lives in Maryland. So yeah, it's just.
Well, good.
Yeah, it's natural. I have a free.
Not a bad place to live.
Not a bad place to live or to visit.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Well, I'll let you guys go. This has been absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you on an Airbus very soon.
Kathy will